Your mindset is one of two things. It is either your biggest block or it is your biggest breakthrough. Let's get into it.
I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway.
What is up, good people? It's your girl, Nikki P. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Untamed, where we are talking about creating a life that is designed by you and not for you. Now, today we are talking mindset. You may be tired of hearing me talk about mindset. Well, that's too bad, because I want to keep talking about mindset, because mindset is everything. It is literally the key to you thriving or just existing. It is that simple. Your mindset is everything because it literally will determine the choices that you will make every single day. Now, last month I talked a lot about limiting beliefs. I spent the whole month of August talking about limiting beliefs because that is a big part of our mindset. That is a big part of what is driving how we go out into the world. We have limited beliefs around our finances. We have limited beliefs in our relationships. We have limiting beliefs in whether or not we should, entrepreneurship versus, being an employee. We have limited beliefs on just so many things. It's so many things that have all come from different things. It comes from what we have heard from all the way from childhood to what we consume on social media. All of those things contributed to why we have the limiting beliefs that we have. And so last month I dropped a new product, Limiting Belief Release Challenge, to help those. It's a 21-day challenge, but a start, because you're not going to be done after 21 days, but it is a start to help you release those limiting beliefs so that you can clear the path of your mind so that now you can have a new empowered mindset to now really go after what you want. So yes, we're going to talk about mindset today. And I just want to re-emphasize just the steps in getting from just having your mind just locked and then having your mind free. So the first step we're going to talk about is awareness. And this is where limiting beliefs come in. Notice where you have blocks. Notice where you feel resistance whenever you think about doing a certain thing that you know that you want to do and you feel resistance to do it. You say that you're going to commit to doing a certain thing and then you get to it and then you freeze and then you go away from it. Or you don't even try to do it at all because you just, you'll talk yourself out of it before it even comes out of your mouth, and here you already talked yourself out of it. That's the first step, is the awareness. Notice the pattern of your limited beliefs. Finances, you're going to hear me talk about that a lot because finances were the biggest one for me. I used to say all the time, if an unexpected expense came up, I would always say, oh, I can't afford that. That'd be the first thing that came out of my mouth. I wouldn't even think about it. I can't afford that. And that wasn't actually true. It wasn't actually true. It's not that I couldn't afford it. It may not have been part of my planned budget, but it's not that I couldn't afford it. So I noticed that I would say that a lot. Oh, I can't afford that. And there would be times where I wouldn't even go and just get stuff looked at because I anticipated it being an amount that I wasn't going to have money for. I would avoid going to maybe even get my car looked at, because my first thought was, whatever he says, I'm not going to have money for it. When I had my house, I remember my water heater not even getting the warranty on it because my thought was, I don't have enough for it. I was coming from a scarcity mindset. So, and I think that a lot of us do like suffer from that. So pay attention to something like that. That whatever that is that you start feeling resistance, something that makes you scared. And I'm not talking about like nervous, like excitement. I'm talking about like you're fearful, that you literally have a visceral reaction to a bill that you see pop up, whether it comes by mail, whether it comes by email, that you see a bill pop up and your first thought is your heart starts racing, you start having an actual visceral reaction to it. Pay attention to those things and notice where you have the limiting beliefs. The second is this is the releasing part, is to reframe the narrative. So just like the early example that I gave of always feeling like, if an unexpected bill popped up, I don't have money for it. Now what I say, if I'm approached with something, my reframe is, I currently don't have budget for that. That's all it is. I currently don't have budget for that. Which to me, even if it is a different way of saying I don't have the money for it, to me, instead of just saying, it doesn't necessarily speak for scarcity. What it says, at least in my mind, how it communicates to me is that at this time, this is not the best use of my money. So I'm not going to spend this money right here. That is a reframe. So anywhere where you start seeing these beliefs pop up, reframe it. Reframe it. For my people out there who are struggling in the dating world and say things like, oh, dating apps suck. Oh, dating out here, dating in 2025 is trash. Dating is blah, 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 blah. That is a limiting belief. And the reframe for that could be, maybe the online apps are not the space for me. It's a different way of saying it. It's a different way of looking at it, as opposed to going out in the world and just, oh, it's hopeless. The first statement, and it seems like it makes it sound like it's hopeless. It implies that it's hopeless. But coming from it like, that just wasn't the place for me. Choosing to see the good in something. Oh, well, this time of singleness, and I know this is hard, but this time of singleness, this is an opportunity. I'm not being punished. This is an opportunity for me to continue to work towards being my best self. It is a great time for me to learn how to do the things that I'm going to learn how to do in relationships. I can practice that now. That's a reframe, So first step, awareness. Second step, releasing, reframe. Third step, reset. This is where you replace the limiting belief with an empowering one. So in finances, limiting belief, I don't have enough. Reframing that, letting go of the negative story. It's not that I don't have enough. I just currently don't have budget for that particular thing. The empowering belief is that it could be something like, there are resources available to me. There are so many financial resources available to me. I just need to tap in so that I can, that's it. I just need to tap in. Instead of thinking, oh, I just don't have money for this. The empowering belief is, there are so many financial resources at my disposal. I just need to tap in. And it may not feel like that. So I'm telling you like step 1, step 2, step 3, like it's just those 3 steps and it's just it. The emotional trauma that is usually associated with a limiting belief that we have. That's why we have the emotional reactions to it. That's why we feel the fear. That's why we, or feel the despair, the hopelessness. That's why we feel those things, because we have emotional trauma that is attached to those limiting beliefs. So it's not as simple as just identifying it and then changing it and, saying the new thing and all of a sudden, ooh, magically everything is perfect. No, but you keep saying it to yourself. Because if you keep saying it to yourself, you'll start to look for it. If you say to yourself every single day, there are financial resources available to me, I just need to tap in. One day you're going to be like, you know what? Let me do some Googling. Let me do some searching. Let me talk to some people. Let me see what options there are for me. Because it'll start to let you know, you'll feel like you have options. And now that you feel like you have options, you start to feel your power back. The limiting belief will have you stuck in this space of not being in control. Like everything is just out of your control and you just can't do anything and this is just your life and that's, oh well, that's it. But when you start speaking with empowerment, you realize that you have more power than you think that you do. Even in singleness. Now, while you cannot go and make somebody, be attracted to you if that is not what is supposed to happen, but you can show up different. You can know that whatever experiences that you've had that led you to believe that dating sucks or whatever it is that you are telling yourself, if you use the empowering belief that there are opportunities available to me. Like you could just say that for everything. I could go through several different categories and say several different things, but that statement right there are opportunities available to me. In all categories, that is it. There are options available to me. There are opportunities available to me. And when you start to believe that and you start to move like that is true, you start to open your eyes to see the opportunities. Because as long as you're over here with the limiting belief, you won't even look for it. You won't even look for it because you have already closed your mind off. That's what limiting beliefs do. That's why I said your mindset is either your biggest block or it's your biggest breakthrough. Because if you stay stuck in the limiting belief, your mind will stay closed. You won't even see opportunities. You could go out somewhere and somebody could be checking you out, but you won't even see them. You know why? Because the only thing that you will see is you will have this tunnel vision, and in front of this tunnel vision, you will have the words saying, dating sucks. Dating sucks. And this is all that you'll see. So even when opportunity is there, well, you won't see it, or you'll self-sabotage if you do see it, because you'll be like, oh, well, probably they probably just, you'll talk yourself out of it. Financial opportunity. There are always ways to draw in income. There are always ways to draw in income, but you won't see it. You won't see it. Fitness. We have so many options available to us for fitness. You won't see it. You won't see it. Your limiting belief will keep you stuck. You have to open your mind. And so walking through those 3 steps, awareness of the limiting belief, identifying it, releasing the limiting belief, letting go of the negative stories, the reframe, resetting, choosing a new empowered belief and a new empowered mindset, those 3 things will open up the floodgates to the opportunities that will become available to you. Because now your mind is open. Now you can see. Your vision has spread. As opposed to being this, now it's out here. So now you can go into the world and you can just go and just call in things. And now all of a sudden, effortlessly, you will start seeing how all these different pieces are falling into place simply from a mindset shift. Just a mindset shift. So my question to you as I end this, what is the belief? What is the belief that right now is serving as your biggest block? that could lead to your biggest breakthrough if you could just reset it. That's all I got for you today. I will also again mention the limiting belief release challenge, rather, the 21-day challenge that I have. It is a calendar that gives you different things to do every day to help release those limiting beliefs one day at a time. And the idea is not for you to be fully free of the thing after 21 days, but it is the habit of getting in the routine of identifying, releasing, and reframing. So you will see that. I will leave a link to that in the description. I also have a link to a meditation that is designed to help you release limiting beliefs. And so, yeah, I love you guys. I want you to thrive in this world. I don't want y'all hanging on by a thread. We all in this together. We can all live the life that we desire and deserve to live. It's your girl, Nikki P. I'll see you on the next one. What's up, good people? Thanks for watching this video. If something resonated with you, please give it a like, share with a friend. Also leave me comments just to say hi, tell me how you're feeling, and if there are any other topics that you want me to cover, please feel free to let me know. And if you like this and you want to hear more, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.